You're looking at some of the Eddsworld legacy backgrounds, as shared by previous animator Paul Ter Voorde. Since resigning from Eddsworld, Paul has moved on to bigger and better things, but as a final parting gift in 2016, he shared this collection of backgrounds that were used in the production of the legacy. I love this kind of stuff on so many levels. For one, I love being able to take a sneak peek behind the curtain to better understand how filmmaking works, and these backgrounds fill that niche for me. Some of these images are quite surprising in the way that they're constructed until you think about them for a few seconds. I feel like I've learned something about the animation process by just looking through them. I also love these backgrounds because they're beautiful even though they were never meant to be seen like this. A background is merely the stage for characters to move through. Most viewers won't be paying attention to them all, but just like everything else in a cartoon, somebody had to draw them. Almost no viewers will ever appreciate the hours it took to draw a scene like this, but if it wasn't there, the entire project would be made just slightly worse. I'm reminded of that quote from Futurama, "When you do things right, people won't be sure you've done anything at all." But for me, the biggest reason I love these images so much is that they give me this funny melancholic feeling. I know these places intimately, I've seen them in episodes before, and I know how characters are supposed to move through them. But they're empty. They've been designed specifically for characters to move through, but where you expect to see movement and zaniness, there is nothing. Stillness. If you were to set up a video camera in the Eddsworld home while the characters were away on some adventure, this is what you'd see all day. A place doesn't just disappear because it's not being used, it just continues to exist. In that sense, these images make me feel a particular kind of loneliness. Without the characters on screen, you're left with the emptiness of an uninhabited world. Other than a few character models here and there, these spaces exist without a single soul, longing to be filled but left devastatingly empty, devoid of the animated characters that are supposed to give it life. These images actually remind me of pictures of what many call liminal spaces. Though it's a hard concept to explain without actually just showing you the photographs, liminal spaces are a particular fascination of mine, and clearly I'm far from alone in that opinion. The name liminal space describes a space of liminality, of transition, whether that be from one point to the next or one stage of life to the next. These dreamlike images of pools and hallways and play areas left abandoned give me this feeling of eerie nostalgia. And looking through Eddsworld backgrounds, doesn't it feel somewhat similar? Functional spaces that should be inhabited, yet are as empty as can be. These images actually remind me of another creepy environment. The test chambers from the first Portal game. In this game, you are alone. You solve puzzles to escape room after room. Every chamber is an empty industrial room with high ceilings and buzzing fluorescent lights, probably built miles underground, completely segregated from any nature or society. Occasionally you'll see these observation tanks where you'd expect to see scientists monitoring you or something, but they're not there. You're completely alone. By the midpoint of the game, when you're given a box with some pink hearts plastered across it, you absolutely will form a kind of attachment to it, because it's the first even vaguely anthropomorphic thing in the game that isn't trying to kill you. When I play this game, I feel completely trapped. There's a sickening loneliness to Portal that absolutely works for the story being told, but I think it's a trait that can be applied to almost all games made in the Source engine to some extent. Half-Life, Team Fortress 2, and especially Garry's mod can feel so eerie when playing alone. They just give off this weird vibe, you know? At some point in the past couple of years, you probably spent some time in isolation. Maybe you spent a week in the same room or in the same house. Maybe you didn't speak face to face to another human being for all that time. Personally speaking, as difficult as that can be, and it can be very difficult, I found that there can be a strange comfort in carving out a little corner of the world and making it entirely your own. Complete freedom, privacy, all the world's entertainment at your fingertips. It's not the way I'd choose to live for any substantial amount of time. Humans truly are social creatures after all. But just for a little while, it can be kinda nice to escape the immense speed of modern life. I'll be the first to admit, not everybody will feel this way when looking at a bunch of Eddsworld stills. Hell, even for me, the vibrant colours make some of these images genuinely inviting and not even the slightest bit creepy. But if you're like me and find the emptiness of these images strangely unsettling, yet somehow a little bit comforting, then just know that you're not alone. Thanks for watching.